God of War Ragnarok is here, and Ragnarok in this world, Matt, means that Project Cars is dead.
Oh, I thought you were going with midterms.
No. Political? This show?
Well, you said Ragnarok.
Yeah, I did. It's
Yeah,
not like
it's
a
the
political thing.
end of the world as we know it.
Well, yeah, but if we're doing that based on political things, that happened way too long ago.
All right. Okay, that's fair. Well, I mean, probably we could point at anything that's happened in the past, 8 years and be like, oh my God, world's over.
We could point at things 400 years ago and go, that's a problem. Man,
Project Cars isn't the only thing that died either.
Doing double guns at each other.
Well, possibly. Anyways, hey, Gamers 2 Podcast, your weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry and anything else that might pique our interest. You're in for a not so thrilling week of news, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it together as a team,
as one united front.
One united front of reading news articles and shitting on things we like for no reason. I love video games. I hate it. Hate it.
Well, let's get right into the things then that we do enjoy. Are you ready for this?
No. You can continue. Anyways, my opinion doesn't matter.
All right, perfect. As long as you understand that. Number 1, Soulstone Survivors for the PC. Number 2, The Unliving for PC.
Okay.
Number 3, a little to the left.
Heard that before.
For the PC. There's a lot to unpack there. I'm just not gonna do it.
Just might as well just ignore it.
Football Manager 2023 for PC, Xbox, and the Switch.
The Switch.
It's a light version of it. Same thing with the Xbox version. But hey, it's officially here.
It's out.
And I have 20-something hours in it already.
Impressive. I get so jealous of oh, I got 15 hours in God of War. And then you're like, I got 20 hours in Football Manager. And I'm like...
And those are my numbers for both of those things.
I didn't realize you had a fucking... What's the Harry Potter thing called?
Horcrux.
No. The Time Turner?
Oh, clock.
The dumb thing Hermione's got where she can turn back time.
I can't remember what the name of it is.
I don't know.
Because Time Turner is as stupid as they would name it because it's what it does.
There's an older guy at work who was in the military, and he told me a good saying today. And I lost it. I was like, I gotta incorporate that somewheres into my daily life. But he was talking about toe tags on
dead bodies
on circuit boards. We're old school military right here with this guy. Okay, so they had toe tags on their circuit boards, and he read the toe tag one time, and it said "turkey no worky." And it said turkey no worky, and I was like, I don't know why that's fucking hilarious.
It's the season for it though.
I know, that's what I think
turkey
it was
no worky.
Yeah, turkey no worky. I'm like, I gotta put that somewheres.
I can't wait to ask what's wrong. Turkey no worky.
That's what the toe tag is supposed to tell you what's wrong with it. Turkey no worky. Okay. Anyways,
I'm gonna write that on something at work now, just to make people ask questions.
I know you would see. Yeah. There you go. Just name a something turkey no worky.
I won't even do that. I'll put it on the equivalent of a toe tag. Hey, why is this machine not working? Turkey no worky. It's on the sticker right there. You see it? What does that mean? Turkey no worky. I don't know why you're asking me any more than that. Number 7, Land of the Vikings for PC. Weirdly, weird release on that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Number 8, Sonic Frontiers for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch.
You almost wonder if they're hoping to ride a coattail or something on that one.
On which one?
Land of the Vikings.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were going to tell me that Sonic Frontiers tied into God of War.
Well, no, I feel like Sonic Frontiers, the people are probably ashamed of what they've created. They're like, oh, if we can hide it.
Yeah. Gotta go fast.
Yeah.
Number 10, God of War Ragnarok.
Never heard of it.
For PlayStation. Don't know why I went to Paris Games Week, but I did.
Turned into Pepe Le Pew there. Little girl. Love at first sight, no?
The best part about it is...
Dude, Pepe Le Pew is a fucking creep, man.
Oh, 100%. 110%. One of the creepiest cartoons there was. But I love that your French is more like Frenchie from The Boys.
Yeah.
And mine is more sewer rat. Where you have a little bit of the twirl your mustache in it, and I have a little bit of spit. Just clearly tapping out the end of my cigarette on whatever I feel like. Meanwhile, you got one of those cigarette holders.
Yeah, with the hat and the...
Yeah. Clearly twirled way too many times mustache. Oh, little girl. I can only hard commit to the bad version. Number 11, City Bus Manager for the PC. Take a guess what else I have 20 hours in, Matt.
You know what? At this point, I don't know. It could be City Bus Manager.
Every now and then you see my Boomkin VTuber with a City Bus Manager hat on.
Jesus. Love it.
I'm Tommy Buses. Number 12, Dying Light 2 Stay Human Bloody Ties DLC.
That reminds me, there was a lot of updates this week on...
reminds me that Dying Light 2 came out.
Yeah, that's true.
Number 13, Escape Academy, Escape from Anti-Escape Island.
Okay, I wonder what that game's about.
Not escaping the anti-escape Escape Island. Escape, escape, escape.
Escape.
Number 14, Fabular, Once Upon a Space-Time for the PC. Number 15, Hellfire Tactics for the PC. Also known as what technique Matt and I used against each other during our scans at Target.
Chemical weapons.
Chemical warfare. Number 16, Lunistis for the PC and Switch. Number 17, Police Simulator Patrol Officers for the PlayStation and Xbox.
Probably how they're training cops nowadays.
I'm not going to make the joke I want to make. Number 18, Shadow of the Guild for the PC. No quick joke about I'm the shadow of all the guilds I've killed? No, nothing?
No, I don't. You know,
You're leaving that one? All right.
we're not. We got to get deeper back into WoW before we can start making those.
No,
jokes.
I see. Hey, it's coming up. 2 weeks.
I know.
2 weeks. We're on spin cycle of how much have you played now?
Yeah.
And I go, I don't want to talk about it.
20 hours will look like a fucking drop in the bucket.
Why you got to do that to me, man? Why you got to say my quiet thoughts out loud? I know my pain. Number 19, Steel Rising, Cagliostro's Secrets.
Sounds good.
Number 20, Hidden Through Time, Definitive Edition for the PlayStation and Switch. Number 21, Save Room for the PC. I lied, for the PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Number 22, Tactics Ogre Reborn for the PC, PlayStation, and Switch. And number 23, Valkyrie Elysium for the PC.
It's a lot of games for a week that God of War came out.
Yeah, it's a lot of games sent to their death.
Yeah.
Good news is,
you know what's funny is
Football Manager is going to be the second most selling one on that list.
I was just going to say, that's the funny thing is out of all the games on that list, like there is one that can hold its own, and it's Football Manager because they know their fucking crowd.
And then the other one that can hold its own is City Bus Manager because for the same reason, they know their crowd.
Yeah.
All 7 of them.
Oof. Got him.
There's only one City Bus Manager
I would like
fan,
to see
it's me.
the crossover between God of War and Football Manager. I kind of think that
What
like
that Venn diagram is?
yeah, I feel like the Football Manager Venn diagram would be inside of the God of War Venn diagram. With maybe
That's not how Venn diagrams work, though.
maybe with like a quarter of it out.
So you're saying that everybody that plays Football Manager would also play God of War, save for a few.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was going to say the opposite. I would have said they would have looked like...
Just not.
Just...
Well, like, I feel like at this point, like, Football Manager, All right, so like,
It's popular.
yeah. I mean, I didn't want to say it, but I want to say it. It's popular.
Yeah. No, you're allowed to say that. That's
Okay,
the
it's
thought.
popular.
You're allowed to have that opinion.
Okay, it's popular.
It's not wrong, and I don't hate you yet.
Is it the most popular manager?
Depending on how you define what you're asking me, yes, and by a fair margin.
That's what I also thought, but I wasn't sure if I was forgetting something. I'm thinking like
Cycling
sports
manager doesn't count.
like F1 manager. I'd throw in
Just
there.
came out.
Yeah, which I don't think it nearly has.
No,
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that would come close.
no, because FIFA and Madden don't count.
Yeah, they're not.
Out of the park baseball is the closest thing that would count.
Yeah,
And even then, Football Manager dwarfs it.
yeah, someone work on that. Get us those numbers.
Before Matt spends 85 minutes, instead of talking to me on this podcast, looking at his phone, trying to figure out what shipping units sold.
I did pull it up, and I didn't bring it up again because I didn't want to like beat the horse.
Did you pull it up for this?
No, I pulled it up during that episode. I
yeah,
found
no,
the numbers
yeah.
I was looking for.
I knew you did during the episode because I lost your focus.
Yeah.
I thought you pulled it up again, getting ready to revisit the topic
it was
today.
pretty substantial. Like it was kind of ridiculous. Anyways, we're not going
We're doing it again.
You want to do odds or evens?
Evens.
Okay.
I just did 23 games, man. I'm kind of
Already spent.
I can feel it. I can feel it in my loins, my plums.
Number 1, Nintendo and DNA are working together on a formation of a new joint venture company that will aim to, quote, strengthen the digitization of Nintendo's business. The new company will be called Nintendo Systems and will operate as a subsidiary of the platform holder, since Nintendo is providing 80% of the capital required. Nintendo Systems Directive will be research and development, as well as, quote, the creation of value-added services, end quote. So, yeah, I don't know. Another Nintendo Systems.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know what they're gonna
Strengthen the digitization of Nintendo's business.
What do you even mean?
I feel like that means like develop some sort of like.
Does that mean they're gonna sell those stupid Switch SD cards to be the equivalent of Blu-ray discs now, where they have 5 meg files on them that just say "come download stuff"?
See,
you know
what throws?
I mean?
Yes. what throws me through a loop and makes me think some sort of like online services stuff is the last thing, which is it's research and development as well as the creation of value-added services.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's all well and good, but these people made Labo.
They did make Labo.
So, and I understand.
And that wasn't even probably the worst idea.
No, the Wii U was. The Labo problem was because they had so many Wii U boxes left. And
Yeah.
I as much of a joke as that is for me, and it's one of my favorite jokes of just the gaming industry, I think it's semi-probably real, where a bunch of engineers are wandering through a warehouse and saw crates on crates on crates of just unused, empty Wii U boxes. Like, still folded together, like haven't been put together through the assembly line yet.
Yeah.
And what are we going to do with those? And they're like, I don't know, I made a keyboard for the Switch. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You did that. And they're like, I don't know, man. It's just like cardboard. You fold it and it goes, wee.
What bothers me the most about the Nintendo Switch is it almost validates the Wii U in a way. Because it's like clearly, like the Wii U is clearly the stepping stone between the Wii and the Switch.
Sure.
You're like, well, they got the whole game CAD format.
No.
You know what I mean?
I know where your brain's at.
Mm-hmm.
It literally is a Wii and a Switch combined is the Wii U. So I get where your brain's at. You literally you took Object 1 and Object 2 and basically put them through the reproductive machine, and then you got the Wii U.
Well, no, I mean,
but
I guess on the surface it looks like that. But like for Nintendo to get to the Switch, they had to make the Wii U.
I don't think that's true.
I think it is in the aspect of it's Nintendo we're talking about.
Because you're forgetting the existence of their already handheld scenario.
Yeah, but it's the problem is it's Nintendo. So like they couldn't find hardware that was cheap enough that could at the time that was cheap enough that could be a standalone gamepad.
Sure.
Because like they won't go full in and go like, oh, let's make like a Steam Deck. They'd be like, no, we need something that's fucking can't run half the fucking games in the world.
Yeah.
So
I'll allow it.
it's just a research. It's just like Nintendo's weird research and development that kind of feeds into the whole Labo thing as well.
Yeah. I can't wait till they tell somebody to strap a Joy-Con to their forehead to play like the soccer heading game. Put it on your forehead and just move your head around, and then you can head the ball into the goal. And somebody's gonna headbutt their TV, and it's gonna be hysterical. I'm gonna love it.
That reminds me of the fucking Switch ring thing for the fitness ring. Remember that thing? Yeah.
Ring Fit.
God damn.
And you fought enemies in that. Remember that. You fought bosses.
I didn't do shit.
Remember that Wii Fit trainer was a fighter in Smash?
Yeah.
Number 2. Settlement talks between Activision Blizzard and the U.S. Department of Justice have fallen apart in an antitrust case centered on the publishers Overwatch League and Call of Duty League. The Department of Justice opened its probe into the esports league last year to determine whether their competitive balance tax violated antitrust rules by keeping player salaries down. The competitive balance tax works much like a luxury tax in traditional sports leagues. The difference between Activision Blizzard's luxury tax and those of MLB or the NBA is that the traditional sports leagues have player unions that agree to such limits in collective bargaining agreements. Activision Blizzard reportedly dropped its competitive balance tax and maximum player salary cap for its leagues last year. Probably 5 minutes before the person actually opened the investigation.
Yeah.
Well played, Mauer.
It's kind of insane the amount of like just shit that Activision Blizzard is getting into, and I feel like part of it is like sharks, smelling blood in the water. Which this just gave me a random thought is I should really next time they do like an earnings call or something, or the end of their fiscal year would be a good time to do it. Should look at their like earnings and revenue and their breakdowns and see how much money they spent on
lawyer fees.
Lawyers, yeah. Their legal department, how much money it costs them.
I would love to see that part of the pie chart.
I bet it's pretty fucking substantial.
And you go, man, is that why you paid more money to deal with this than Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 development costs?
I bet it's enough to where it shows up.
Oh, 110%.
Like it shows up in their operating.
Or they lie
costs.
about it and they say that, well, those weren't technically lawyer's fees. Those were something else. So we're categorizing it into this part. These were lawyer fees for this person because he worked on this team. So that gets thrown into the Modern Warfare 2 budget. And
that's crafty. They would do that.
I can sleazeball numbers if I need to sleazeball numbers.
Would do that.
Whenever you're doing data, we know this. Butter knife.
Yeah.
Butter knife up those stats. Out. Move them where you need to.
Well, if I remember, I'll look into that. I probably won't remember. Let's be honest. Number 3.
He won't until he gets on the earnings call for Activision Blizzard at the end of the year. And
they started. Earnings call started. I was very. I behaved. I did not.
Like you say, I behaved.
There was
as if I could have picture the stock market screen that you see a bunch
half
of
this.
have.
Like I could have added like 6 more stories on here that would have been all earnings calls.
I believe it, but you know the stock market screen that I'm talking about, where it's a bunch of the green. It's the big green squares.
Oh, okay,
and it's based on like whatever the percentages of change, whatever. Mm-hmm. So there's really big green ones or big red ones, and it's this whole screen. All I'm picturing is you having one of those above your normal monitor at work. But it's just earnings calls that are quick generating pie charts and everything for you just to look at and be like,
that'd be funny. Yeah.
It's like oil prices are down. I don't care. Did you see the new decisions that Activision Blizzard King was making? Candy Crush 3, they're insane.
Oh man. Speaking of insane, GameIndustry.biz has confirmed that EA is done with Project Cars. The Slightly Mad Studios developed series was launched in 2015, with EA confirming that it has made the decision to, quote, stop further development and investment, end quote, in the franchise. The announcement was made internally, and it's unclear at this stage to which extent staff could be affected. EA said that employees working on Project Cars will be moved into suitable roles wherever they can. As of 2019, when Codemasters acquired it, Slightly Mad Studios employed 150 staff. Electronic Arts came to this decision after evaluating the status of Project Cars following its acquisition of Codemasters, concluding that it was unlikely to become a successful game or fit in with the rest of the publisher's racing portfolio. Although it hasn't been totally confirmed yet, the Dirt series is said to have met the same fate. Some rumors say that Dirt will live on as EA Sports Rally. Somehow Grid is still alive and kicking, but that would be my guess as for the next sacrifice to the EA overlords. So, another dead body to throw on the pile.
Sure, but if I was going to throw anybody onto the pile, if I had my pick of their racing titles that I was going to kill,
yeah,
who would I have killed?
At this point, probably Need for Speed.
No, I mean, oh yeah, okay. So when I'm saying at this point, I'm assuming everything is still alive. Like, Dirt's still alive. Project Cars is still alive. Out of everything still living as of Monday, who would I have killed when they came to me and said,
from EA,
we have to off one of these?
Who do you kill? What else is EA?
I mean, you've already mentioned it. The answer is Grid.
Grid. Yeah, I think Grid, out of all of them, Grid's the worst.
I would have killed them first.
Yeah.
I'd been like, sorry.
This whole thing doesn't make sense to me as far as
look
the
at the sun,
go.
Pony. Or not Pony Boy, that's Tay Golden. Just look at the sun, George. Lenny. Just look at the sun, Lenny. I'll get my one reference right eventually. Just look at the sun.
I love how they're like, the game is unlikely to be successful or fit into the rest of their publisher's racing portfolio.
Massive racing portfolio. They're known for it.
Project Cars, which is arguably, I mean, it got a 2 and 3. I guess 3 is the worst. I don't know.
My understanding as well.
But that's the closest that EA, I think, has to a legitimate racing game that's not arcade.
Or F1.
Yeah. So I'm confused, but hey.
Need for Speed Pro Street coming back.
I mean, if they did do that, maybe if they gave Need for Speed the Forza treatment.
I would also be okay if this was positioned in such a way that they were going to say, Dirt is dead because we're just renaming it EA Sports Rally.
Mm-hmm.
It'll essentially still be Dirt, but we have to, for sake, say Dirt's dead.
Yeah.
And also, Project Cars is dead because you guys are going to come out with EA Sports Track or whatever you want to call it. And essentially, it's just Project Cars is essentially dead. You guys, that same team is now making something else. But
it's just wild to me
EA
too.
EA doesn't think like that. They don't think positively.
It's wild to me too that it's,
and you Grid people, you got to go do Burnout.
They have Codemasters, they have Slightly Mad Studios,
they have some of the best racing devs in the world,
which are predisposed to their racing games being more on the sim side than the arcade side,
and more popular than EA's racing games.
And they just killed all the sim styled games and only have arcade style ones.
Yep, now. Which they can't compete against Horizon.
I'm so like, whatever.
I again, this goes back to I wish I was a fly on the wall in a bunch of boardrooms. But man, listening to them make decisions, I would get so angry. I do. When we hear about the decisions getting made, but I would love to be in the room listening to their justification, just so I could get angry. Like when essentially the meme comes out where the guy gets thrown out the third story window, and he goes, "Shouldn't we kill like Grid that underperforms every single time we push it out?" And they're like, no. I purposely bought this studio to kill them. And you're like, why would you?
It's crazy to me
they're here to fix Grid. They'll fix Grid. Grid will be fine. And you're like, no one is asking you to make Grid.
Not to mention, Project Cars has name recognition. Like, decent name recognition.
They put Grid, what was it, Legends or whatever back out?
Yeah.
I couldn't name one person I've seen play it.
No. Whereas if they slapped, if they threw out a Project Cars 4, people would be like, they at least look into it.
Yeah.
It's
Now you have to say, brought to you by the team that brought you Project Cars.
yeah.
Otherwise, EA Sports Rally is going to get exactly what I would give it.
Yeah, I think they
That's a fart sound effect.
they think if we slap EA Sports on the front of it, people will
No.
immediately be interested.
Unfortunately,
It's
now
that's not how that works.
Not anymore. That's how it used to work.
Yeah.
EA Big, EA fucking Challenge Everything logo. Like, all you guys' intros were iconic. And now it's to the point where we hear EA Sports. We reprinted the game. And you're like,
we don't know the game.
EA Sports, same shit, new year. This disc can fit a whole lot of 2023 in it. You're like, what the? Come on, man. We tried a lot of things. Look at the new hairstyle. Yeah, cool. Your designers are doing their job. Why aren't the rest of anybody?
I guess
Anyway.
we'll probably revisit this topic in a year or two, and
Yeah, when I get annoyed that we're releasing Grid 7.
and still be not satisfied.
I'm never satisfied, Matt. That's my secret.
Oh, all right. If you think you can satisfy Nate, I'll get a hold of me. I'll give you a cell phone number. Guys, girls, or
alarmed.
goats.
I'm alarmed and aroused.
They may be connected.
Never mind. I was gonna say I can't. It's not that I can't play Resident Evil because of Lady Dimitru. It's because whenever I get scared. Oh man, terrible.
Not a G-rated podcast, generally.
No, that's why every episode is marked explicit. Because I do dumb jokes like that. Number 4, the European Commission has announced the results of its preliminary investigation into Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard. I want to be clear. That is like 10 words with 10 letters each. Immediately to start that. What the hell?
There's been a few. There was the other one you read too had a similar situation going on.
I just noticed it with that one because there were a lot of shuns.
Yeah.
Acquisition of Activision.
Yeah.
Anyway, saying its findings have justified launching an in-depth investigation into the competitive effects of the deal. Quote, the Commission's preliminary...
It's a wordy one.
I can't even do it because I just keep catching the issues now. The Commission's preliminary investigation shows that the traction may significantly reduce competition. I can't do it now. I got you laughing about it. And shit. Significantly reduce competition on the markets for the distribution. Why is this so fucking funny to me?
There's so many. This whole article, there's so many.
It's so wordy. Who does this? The Commission's... I'm going to get through this. I got to focus up. All right, here we go. Whew. Deep breath. The Commission's preliminary investigation shows that the traction may significantly reduce competition on the markets for the distribution of console and PC video games, including multi-game subscription services and or cloud streaming services, and for PC operating systems. Specifically, the Commission said it was worried that Microsoft would keep Activision Blizzard games off of rival consoles, or, quote, degrading the terms and conditions for their use of or access to, end quote, those games or other consoles. The Commission has a March 23 deadline to conduct its in-depth investigation and issue a decision. I, for one, enjoyed... Wait, what? Hold on, what did he say? I gotta read ahead before I say whether or not I enjoyed that. I hate this man, but enjoyed his underhanded threat, CEO Bobby Kotick. Quote, we will continue to cooperate with the European Commission where, in the countries they represent, we have many employees. End quote. Fuck you, England.
I love how I kind of read it and I immediately thought he was being like, yeah, we'll cooperate in your countries where we have lots of employees that we could fire.
While they're still there.
Oh. Oh,
I
good stuff. Good stuff.
I had to regain it, otherwise I was gonna start cry laughing, and I wasn't gonna
That
recover.
was that was a bad one.
It was
That
just
was
like
just
right as I began, I was like, man, there's a lot of things in here, and then it just got worse.
Speaking of things that keep getting worse,
Well, shit. Ubisoft time.
an update on Ubisoft's website about Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake informed players that their pre-orders will be refunded.
Oh, hey, you Skull and Bones plebs, guess what's coming your way?
The company highlighted that Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake is not canceled.
Well, that's not a good idea.
But that since the game currently does not have a release date, existing pre-orders have been canceled and refunded where applicable. End quote. It added that the game is currently still in development at Ubisoft Montreal and that its new release date has not been set yet. Pre-orders will reopen once the launch window is announced. And I suspect this has legal reasons behind it, because I feel like the past couple weeks someone was being sued for pre-orders without any sort of release date.
Good.
So,
good.
Yeah.
I'm
All
here
right.
to announce you can give us money for Gamers 2-2.
Do we think that this game's actually coming out ever?
Prince of Persia?
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be canceled?
Do I think it comes out
Last time we
before
talked
or
about
after
this-
Skull and Bones?
Last time we talked about this game, which was not that long ago, it was because it lost its game
Leader,
director.
right? Yeah. Man, do I? No, but yes would be my answer.
Doesn't Skull and Bones come out soon, or it got delayed, didn't it?
Yeah, right. It was supposed to already be out, and then
It
they
got
delayed
delayed.
it. They delayed it next year,
Okay.
and then they're gonna
Next
delay
spring, right?
Yeah, they're gonna delay it again when that gets close. Don't worry. You got time.
God, Ubisoft. What a fucking shit show. I love that we have
Prince of Persia before or after Beyond Good and Evil 2?
Oh, before. If it comes out at all before.
Beyond Good and Evil 2, canceled or not? Who also has gone through multiple changes.
At this point, it's hilarious because I feel like EA and Ubisoft are in a race to the bottom, and Ubisoft is winning by a fucking a lot, which is funny
Ubisoft had a head start.
for sure.
Let's be fair. They said competition to race to the bottom, and EA went, but you guys are already halfway there. And they said, we know. And then just kept going further.
All right, where the fuck's this release date? March 9th, okay. Had to remind myself.
No new
Skull
Far
and
Cry.
Bones.
No new Watch Dogs.
Yeah, we know
Assassin's Creed out the wazoo. Rainbow Six Extraction failed. Siege, unsure. Future of Siege, unsure.
Division
attempting to come out of the woodwork and do a bunch of stuff, failing. That weird Battle Royale failed.
What's the last good game that came out with Valhalla?
It's a subjective take, but yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess
Far Cry 6 would be the majority of people's answers, probably.
The last game that you could argue was a good game, I would say, would probably be Valhalla.
I'm sure somebody would argue with me about Far Cry 6 being a good game, but I have glaring problems with it.
Yeah, I do
that
as well.
Could have been easily fixed as well, but just...
Better question, when's the last time Ubisoft came out with a great game?
Ooh.
Far Cry 3?
Now, see, I would argue with you it was Origins.
Yeah, I would say Origins.
Far Cry 3 is goated.
Yeah.
But Origins is up there in terms of a revisit to a franchise to change the entire way it functioned.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say
and
Origins.
Essentially re-kick it off. And it did everything I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have to be on a boat for more than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Which
I think Origins is fair.
Power rate any game pretty high if I don't have to do that.
I think Origins is pretty fair. Oh, man.
Far Cry 4 was pretty good, too. 3 is better than 4, but 4 is good. And arguably 5 is good too.
Which one's 4?
Pagan Min.
I never played that one.
It's good. I like he's he's in the trio of good villains.
Yeah.
And then you follow into 5, and I really liked 5. I like 5 more than 4. I'd probably have 3, 5, 4, and then 1, 2, and 6. Put them wherever you want.
Yeah. Did you play any 1 or 2?
My buddy played them, and so I was kind of around like watching, but I didn't play them.
Yeah, I only first one I played was 3.
I remember there being that one thing about, I think it was in 2 or 1, where you were technically you had gotten bit by something or whatever, and you had to keep getting medicine to like keep the.
I think that was 2, right?
Yeah, maybe I don't remember. I just remember that being a thing and it being an issue. But 3, 4, and 5 were like the intro to awesome villains, and they are very, very good villains.
Yeah,
which is why I have 3, 5, 4 as my order, because Voss, Joseph, and then Pagan Min, I think in that order are correct.
there you go, Ubisoft.
But then Assassin's Creed is Origins, and then I don't have enough to really speak on the other. Division 1. Division 1 was better than Division 2, and that's not even a question.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think for Assassin's Creed Origins, definitely, and then I would say Valhalla. Of the new, I guess I should qualify that, of the new Assassin's Creed.
What's the other option? Odyssey.
I mean, yeah, Odyssey.
Literally blanked it out of my mind. That's how much I don't like that one.
Odyssey was interesting. I actually liked Odyssey a lot, but as far as like when you compare it to Origins and Valhalla, it's clearly not as good.
I mean, this is the joke. Obviously, I want to say I told you so, but the moment they announced it, I was like, this is a mistake. But they took a half step when they should have taken if they did Odyssey and took a full actual time they needed to.
Yep.
And also understood how to trim fat, they would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
But that game is bloated and was rushed.
I honestly think if they would have leaned into the whole like demigod thing more, it probably would have been a better game.
It also would have set up Valhalla better.
Yeah.
Where you play demigod again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is part of the issue, actually. You play demigod where a majority of other people probably didn't play Odyssey and didn't do that. Except I think Odyssey sold really well. Anyway, number 6. Meta told staff it would be cutting 13% of the company, or roughly 11,000 people, as reported by Variety. The news went out in an email at 3 a.m. Pacific time, on Wednesday, with staff learning about their individual fate on a rolling basis later that day. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg told staff he had been increasing the company's investments in recent years based on his belief that the boost business saw in 2020 and 2021 would be a permanent acceleration that would continue even after the pandemic ended. In the same statement, he said, "Unfortunately, this did not play out the way I expected." No shit. I don't want to be the guy that went, obviously, but here we are.
I have a couple things shocked me in this. First one being the sheer amount of people that Meta employs. When 11,000 people is only 13% of your workforce.
Yes. Yeah.
The other thing was that he legitimately thought that the
online presence would stay after everybody went back.
That the pandemic, that the boost to online activity during the fucking pandemic was going to continue.
Listen, there's being out of touch. There's being out of touch, man.
I don't understand how are rich people so out of touch?
Money?
It's crazy to me. Like the bubble that money gives you is like a goddamn force field. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Immune to all common sense.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at you, Elon.
Oh boy, we're getting canceled on Twitter.
It's all right. Didn't really use that account anyways. Fair
enough.
Yeah. Where do you think we're losing all that from? Facebook? 11,000
Oculus. they sell the PSVR 2 and we're out of here.
Fucking Oculus. There's a whole article about the fact that the PSVR 2 uses MediaTek chips, SoCs,
Oh,
and I guess that's like a big deal. I don't
sure,
fucking
man.
know why.
I'm not gonna pretend to know what that means.
It's just like that, like the non-name brand with
Yeah,
like
sure.
SoC. So like everyone's just like, gasp.
Yeah, it's like, yo, bro, I'm running my gaming PC with an Intel video card. Like, yeah. All right, you're an outlier. Cool.
Yeah,
doing something freaky.
being different.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Number 7. There was a fair bit of drama this week, as per usual. We're going to cover some of it briefly. Do we have a consensus on how you say this studio? Is it Zaum? Is it Zaum?
Go with that one.
Zaum.
Yeah, I like that. I like that better.
All
Remember,
right.
here's the best part. We haven't talked about it before. We won't again. So this is the one chance they get.
Ex-Zaum employees Robert Kavertz and Alexander Rostov have made claims that the majority stake in the studio was obtained illegally. Meanwhile, Studio Zaum claims to have fired the former senior staff due to mismanagement and misconduct. This is a continuation of the Disco Elysium tomfoolery we discussed previously. If you're curious about what that means, by all means, do some oogly googly and dig deeper.
I like that you wrote oogly googly in.
I was getting real.
Yeah, you.
Weird. I was getting real weird when I did this.
Yeah, because I also can't wait for next week to just have something in it that says "turkey no worky." Now, if you wrote oogly googly,
turkey no worky. Ubisoft turkey no worky. Composer.
It's gonna be me at Thanksgiving.
This next. Well, I'll just read it first. Composer Mick Gordon has alleged that Doom Eternal executive producer Marty Stratton lied in a post attempting to blame him for the poorly received Doom Eternal official soundtrack. Gordon's claim was made in a Medium blog post rebuffing an open letter by Stratton regarding the Doom Eternal official soundtrack that was included as part of the collector's edition of the game. This one was a wild ride and will probably end up as a Netflix documentary someday. I actually perused. I was on Reddit, as I do when I'm bored, and I came across the Doom Eternal post from the executive producer Marty Stratton, and I skimmed it.
I also want to be clear. Did this Doom Eternal came out 2 years ago, right?
Yes.
Or 2 plus, I should say.
I don't know when. This has weird timing on it. I think this came out after the game.
Yeah, but how does the collector's edition? Sure, the collector's edition probably does come out.
I think it was delayed. That's part of the.
Okay, all right.
So
that explains my confusion of why we're talking about this potentially 2 years later.
Yeah. So I skimmed his post on Reddit, and I just was like, all right, whatever. And then the next day or later on, I saw that there was a thing from this composer, Mick Gordon, and he wrote a fucking novel, dude. He wrote he probably put it on a website because it wouldn't fit on Reddit. Like, it had chapter listings and stuff. Like, I had a table of contents.
Yeah, I think that's how most Medium posts kind of end up. Oh, this is over the character limit I need to place.
Yeah, so I actually read through a good amount of it, and I was like, this is fucking wild. Like, this is a wild ride. This is awesome. So this one's like genuinely worth, if you're interested in any way in like a crazy story or Doom Eternal or whatever. It's an interesting read.
You got a TLDR for me?
I mean, long story short,
or is that the TLDR?
I mean, I guess that is. I mean, mostly it was just he was taken for a ride, like, because you're a composer, pandemic, you work off. You're working from home for the most part. You're just sending them stuff.
Yeah.
And basically they just took advantage of him in a huge way.
That's something.
And then attached his name to the soundtrack when they never even told him that they were doing it or that they were going to contract him for it. And it was a whole slew of stuff. So, fun times at Ridgemont High. Never watched that movie.
I haven't either. I know the movie though.
Yeah. iconic, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I think anybody older than us probably.
Yeah. What are your feelings on the Christmas Story?
Ooh, all right. Skip a holiday, I guess. We'll talk about it.
I mean, everyone else skips Turkey Day. Turkey no worky.
Yeah, and all of those people are wrong.
They are wrong. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. I'll go on record and say that.
I don't know about favorite. Top 3 though.
What is better than Thanksgiving?
I always have a sucker for Christmas.
Clearly, you did not work at Target enough.
No,
because
sorry,
I fucking
Mr. Thanksgiving into Black Friday.
I despise. Well, that's why I like Thanksgiving so much, because it was
We
taken
were-
from me, and I wanted it.
I was gonna say we were working Thanksgiving.
It was taken from me
You and I were in the trenches.
unrightfully.
I remember seeing your head get shot off by that customer.
Whereas Christmas turns everyone into goddamn monsters, and it gets shoved down your throat.
Okay, I'll allow that reason. That is okay. I also just told those people to fuck off.
That's fair.
And the majority of them were our coworkers, and they can fuck off.
All right, so Christmas
Shove
Story.
down your throat's correct, though.
Yeah,
That's
which
100% true.
equally. This is my same feelings on the Christmas Story. But what are your feelings on it?
I think it's good. I have no problem with it. I think it's a good movie.
Okay.
I think it falls into the definitely, like you said, overplayed all the time. It's well, Sam was the worst one for that. He'd have it on the break room every 5 minutes,
yeah.
and you're like, dude, come on, man.
What's your go-to Christmas movie? Like, do you have a childhood one that's like just iconic to you, or like one that if you see it, it always reminds you of Christmas?
Oh, reminds me of Christmas.
Yeah, just like something that gives you that feeling.
No.
If I had to pick one, it'd be Nightmare Before Christmas, which is kind of
Is
weird.
that even a Christmas movie?
Also, that's kind of the weird thing with it.
It's the argument with Burton. It's like a Halloween.
The other thing, which also reminds me of Christmas, which is really weird,
Die Hard.
Band of Brothers.
Oh, all right. Yeah, fair enough. There's a few. I mean, I don't think there's a full movie because, like, sure, Elf is a Christmas movie. Christmas with the Cranks, Christmas Story. Or wait, no, hold on. I know. And I go back to Christmas Story. I was confusing that movie. I stand with you. Burned to the ground.
Okay.
You know what else I'd burn to the ground? Just while we're here? Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah.
You know what I replaced them both with? Christmas Vacation.
I kind of had a feeling you were going to go National Lampoons.
Yeah. There's some other ones that have tried to capture the Christmas Vacation, like, essence.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them just get more, I don't know, too whatever.
Try too hard.
Yeah. Either with typical, like, it's...
I had a coworker had a really good one. His answer for this question.
Oh.
Shining.
Yeah.
He's just like, it's not even really a Christmas movie, but snow. Just like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's other things of, like, the... God, I wish I could remember it because I think it's a foreign movie. There's some scenes that, like, I immediately think of. And some of them are the trenches scene where they both come out of the trench and share the holidays and stuff. But
yeah,
there's nothing that's like Great British Baking Show. But, like, I mean, let's be honest, that's a show, not a movie.
Yeah.
But, like, movie wise, kind of whatever. Christmas Story is bullshit. Obviously, it's got fun lines in it for G-Lay.
Yeah.
The whole tongue stuck to a
shoot your eye out.
Yeah, tongue stuck to a flagpole.
Yeah.
Get your fucking decoder ring.
Just overplayed.
Miracle on 34th Street, I fall out of joy with because, like, all of the movies back then, it's, feel good, moral-y things, and I'm like, I hate all of this, honestly. Let's be real, people. Let's not try to sugarcoat shit.
Yeah.
And then follow it with...
But in the same vein, like, I don't mind It's a Wonderful Life. Like, I
Really?
enjoy that.
yeah.
I'm not going to watch it every Christmas, but it doesn't bother me.
I won't watch it if it's on.
Yeah.
If I can get the remote, I won't watch it.
Yeah.
If I can find anything else to do, I'll just leave the room. Or I'll be on my phone the entire time. Like, I'm not going to watch it. Doesn't do anything for me. Even it's the same thing with Christmas Story though. I won't watch it. I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, is this the scene? No, I don't even know the order, man. I don't care. It's like what?
That's for sure. I don't.
There's yeah, I don't know. It's just not. Are there like Christmas? Yeah, there's Christmas movies I'll watch that I enjoy, but there's just nothing that like.
And I think everyone's got the same movies for Thanksgiving. James Bond. Bond marathon.
That's not where I went. I went Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, which is kind of more Halloween, but
Yeah. Well, it's harvesty.
yeah. Well, it's the same thing because I would throw all the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great one as well.
You know, it's the style motion
Misfit,
animation Christmas movies are good ones.
Island of Misfit Toys.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
It's good shit right there. All right, what are we doing? We're doing a video game podcast?
So far gone. But yeah, those would definitely be up there as well. Those are always up there. But yes, I agree. Thanksgiving, Bondathon.
Yeah.
110%. I have them all loaded. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to enjoy my Thanksgiving. The best part about that, it bleeds right into Dragonflight release, so I'm Bond right up until then. But you know what the best part? I'm gonna sorry to continue this derailment.
No,
you know what the best part about Thanksgiving this year is? Can you guess? Sure, there's football. There's always football. There's something else going on that doesn't normally happen.
World Cup.
You bet your ass. It starts the Sunday before, and then it's 4 games a day.
You might need like 2 TVs.
So it's 1 game or 1 or 2 games. 1 game Sunday, 4 Monday, 4 Tuesday, 4 Wednesday, 4 games on Thanksgiving, 4 games on Black Friday, 4 games on Saturday, 4 games on Sunday.
Crazy.
I am going to have my eyes glued to screens and just going, yeah.
That's gonna be a good month for you.
Oh, I'm get into my veins, inject me like I'm an addict. Number 8. Because we got to keep moving. Members of the EU. I hate that sentence.
Yeah.
Members of the EU Parliament have voted on a resolution that calls on the European Commission and Council for a larger investment in the European games industry. The group proposed that national and Europe Union aid be used in the effort to support the sector. Elected officials who asked for the creation of a long-term plan to develop and retain talent. I blanked on that word. Among the other proposals was the preservation of the most culturally significant European video games and ensuring their playability for the future. So I will ask you, Matt, what
Witcher.
do you think are the most culturally significant European video games?
I mean,
there
definitely.
are top 10. Here we go.
Oh my god, I don't know. If
Not
I'll
in
do
any
top 10.
order. Just the quick 10 that we come to. Memes
I
or
mean,
not.
The Witcher.
Okay. I can rip.
Developed in Europe.
That's not what that says. That says the most culturally significant European video games.
No, well, yeah, it's European video games, so it's got to be developed in Europe.
No, it doesn't. European Truck Simulator.
I mean, that was probably developed in Europe. I don't know.
FIFA.
Yeah, even though it's not really.
Call of Duty.
You're really reaching.
Battlefield 1942. Call of Duty's not a reach. These are all European-backed games. The Witcher.
Stalker.
Did I say that already? Might have said that. Ooh, Stalker's a good one. I like that. That's a good joke. I like that. Stalker. Metro.
That's a good joke.
Metro.
Metro, really.
Watch Dogs.
Half of Europe's games are gonna be post-apocalyptic. Like
Watch Dogs. We go Watch Dogs 2, right? 3. No,
I'm gonna
3.
Google
Watch
it
Dogs
and
3.
see what comes up.
What's the French game I can't think of?
French game.
The French studio PlayStation has. Is Dreams French?
I Googled.
Oh, you know what? No, I got a better answer.
I got a good one.
Cycling Manager. What's yours?
A Plague Tale.
See? We already nailed 10.
Oh my god.
Also, how did I forget F1 Manager and F1 2020?
Yeah.
Or 2022, I guess. Oh, Football Manager. What am I doing with my life? I'm playing a European game.
Oh, I was really hoping there'd be a.
Plague Tale's
Here
pretty
we
good,
go.
though.
A map of video games from Europe. That'll give us something.
Shall I continue into 9 before we finish this joke?
Um,
Because I think we already nailed it. I'll take 9 while you
okay.
do this. Number 9, a sequel to Control is in development. Developer Remedy Entertainment confirmed the news today, saying that Control 2 would be a joint project with the publisher 505 Games, which published the original Control. The sequel is currently in the concept stage, but Remedy says it will launch on the PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. So hey, Control 2, control harder.
This is a terrible map, but there are some good ones on here, like GTA.
Okay, so we make a bunch of Europe references, and then GTA is the
Well,
one.
I guess GTA doesn't count because it's the UK.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Crisis, Mafia,
Okay,
Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah, kind of.
Can't read any of these other
Assassin's
ones.
Creed
Yeah, I mean, sure.
2, 3, all in Italy.
Can't read any of this shit. Well,
Forza, that's Italian. Assetto Corsa, that's gotta be Italian. Spanish. I don't know.
Business Insider has coolest video game companies in Europe. Jesus. All right.
Okay, yeah, but that's
Enough of that.
we made our jokes.
All right,
and Plague Tale was the best one.
we'll go straight into number 10. At the end of Take-Two's earnings conference call, CEO Strauss Zelnick was asked what his opinion on bringing their games to subscription services like Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus, and whether they have any plans to implement a subscription model to their distribution methods. According to Strauss, the type of games they deliver, GTA Online or Red Dead Online, are more on the interactive side of the entertainment rather than the linear mode of entertainment. Quote, "The interactive entertainment business is very different than the linear entertainment business. People consume far fewer hours of interactive entertainment in a given month than they do on a linear entertainment, or more than they do of linear entertainment. And within that consumption, there are far fewer titles consumed in interactive entertainment than there are with linear entertainment. I think the answer is no. To offer frontline titles day in day with titles on a subscription service, I don't think that ever made sense." End quote. Yeah, it's a weird statement. Not weird.
I just think he's wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, his explanation doesn't quite make sense.
I think I get what he's coming for, like where he's at.
Yeah.
I agree with him not putting GTA 6 and Red Dead 3 or whatever.
I agree with the
on
fundamentals,
services.
but the way he explains it, I think doesn't make sense.
But to me, he would be saying that those experiences are linear experiences, right? That's how I should read that.
I think
he's saying that GTA Online would be an interactive experience.
Yes.
And so he wants to tell me, Captain Gamer, that I spend more time playing single-player story-driven experiences per month than I do games with other people.
Originally, I read it that way, and then
because that's how it's written.
Well, yes, but as I was reading it, I think I realized the issue where I think he might be referring to linear mode of entertainment as in streaming services like Netflix. Like, I think he's saying that he doesn't agree with the subscription business model because it doesn't work with video games.
Okay. Now, if that's the case,
I
understand.
I think he disagrees with the idea of Game Pass and PlayStation Plus.
Sure, I'll allow it. However, I propose this idea to you, Strauss, you money man.
You'd make a boatload of money if you had a subscription service.
Hear me out though, Matthew.
Okay.
We give them the best of both worlds. We say you're right. Your story version is not allowed on subscription services. But roughly 6 months after they launch, your online mode becomes free on said subscription service. Would you like money? I will give it to you.
You subscribe and you get online for free, and you also get a stipend of X amount of money in game per month.
Yeah, X amount of
Get a card, a shark card.
Rockstar bucks.
Yeah, shark card. Remember the shark cards?
Yeah, I couldn't remember what they were called in Red Dead though. I think it was just gold. I think you bought gold.
Yeah. How do you
Of
want
course,
to?
I remember shark cards. You kidding me? It became a point where you almost couldn't play GTA without having to go buy them if you didn't keep up with it forever.
That's true.
Did I ever buy one? No. Thanks for asking.
I don't know if I did.
I didn't because we did all the heists, and then I just said whatever money that I have is that.
Yeah,
I
I
tried-
stopped
I did-
playing after the heist. So it
Yeah,
didn't
I
really-
did do some heists with other people. Like we did it with Archer, and then I did a couple with like Matt, or you're Matt. Hi, Matt.
Hi.
With Kenny and Austin and them, and helped them get through some. So I got some money from that, but it wasn't. Again, the whole joke would have been if we were all continuing to play, we do them all 4 times.
Yeah.
And juice the rewards 100% to one person.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if you're going to do that, why don't you just do it 4 times with all the evenly balanced? I'm an idiot. Continue.
How do you want to split this sucker up? You want to just kind of...
You take the first 10, I'll take the last 9.
Okay, there it is, folks.
I just something different.
Now for the short things that some of them aren't really short, but whatever. I write this, so I can do what I want.
To be fair, it's Matt's definition of short, which, funny enough, you'll notice it gets longer as the list gets longer.
Well, it gets longer as I get more excited.
I'm scared.
A new report has shown light on how the Japanese PC games market is growing. Speaking of things getting longer, with both revenues and player count nearly doubling over the course of just a few years. PC games market in Japan was worth $868 million in 2021. It nearly doubled that of 2018. 16 million Japanese player on PC, up from 11 in 2015. Then 4.5 million only on PC, up from 2.2 in 2015. Not
Damn.
bad, Japan.
A lot of numbers.
Yep. A lot of numbers, basically.
Interesting for Japan specifically.
Yeah.
Wonder if Steam Deck's going to help that. Because do you count those as PC sales?
I would. And you know what? I was wondering the same thing because gaming PCs, if you needed them to be smaller,
You
can do it.
Yep.
So,
Mini ITX boards.
mm-hmm.
Beautiful, tiny little things.
The merger of Unity and Iron Source is complete. Gears of War is getting a Netflix adaptation, specifically a live-action feature film and then an animated series.
Take a guess on which one's going to be better?
Live-action film.
Ooh, wrong. Animated series. Continue.
Yes. I don't know, actually. Netflix, when they are adapting... Actually, yeah. No. Yes. I'm getting confused. Anime good, live action bad.
Yes.
There we go.
That's why I said what I said.
Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
He posted a photo of himself in Gears of War armor with the quote saying, "I can't make this any easier, Netflix."
Not wrong. Get him, get like 5 other people that are just meatheads, Terry Crews, why not?
Yeah. Is it Timmy Studios? Timmy Studios? The ones that made Pokemon Unite? Doesn't matter. Timmy Studio and Capcom are working on a new Monster Hunter mobile game. Timmy is the studio behind Pokemon Unite. Riot will now self-publish League of Legends and Teamfight Tactics in Southeast Asia. For the last 12 years, the studio has been partnered with Garena. Sure. To publish the 2 games in the region, but they are upping their presence in Southeast Asia. Krafton has acquired the Ascent developer Neon Giant. Kevin Conroy The voice of Batman in the Arkham series and also the Batman animated series, as well as a slew of other things, has passed away.
Yeah, it sucked when I saw that.
And also,
he was such a good voice.
He did. He was a great voice actor and one of the best Batmans, I would say.
Yes. Oh, he beats real actors for a fact. I say, well, real actors, body actors.
Someone on NPR did their normal thing. Not normal, but they'll do a special on someone who passed away like this. And the person they had on who they were talking about it, and they said, like, why was he so good? And the response was because he was one of the only people that realized that Batman is the real person, and Bruce Wayne is the character that's being played.
Yep.
So I thought that was really interesting. Also, Gallagher, the watermelon mashing guy, also died.
Be a hell of a party up there.
Yep.
Wherever there is.
Some copies of the God of War Ragnarok Collector's Edition are missing the actual game, and PS5 console bundle owners have discovered that they received the PS4 version. So that's hilarious.
Man, it sounds like a bad time for people that aren't me.
FIFA has announced that the first games to use its branding following the end of its long-time partnership with EA will be Web 3.0 blockchain titles.
Shocking. FIFA makes a bad decision. Part 2. FIFA likes money and bad decisions. Part 2.
Yes.
Hence why we're playing a World Cup in Qatar.
Hey, Formula 1's just as bad.
Yes.
Overwatch 2 hits more than 35 million players in its first month.
A lot of players.
That's a lot of players.
Number 11, Modern Warfare 2 had more than $1 billion sell-through in 10 days. Fastest in franchise history. Over 1 billion matches, 200 million hours played in the first 10 days.
Have you gotten around to trying it? No, okay.
I'm not paying $70.
All right, just checking.
Nobody else is playing it, man. None of my... Obviously, a lot of people are playing it, but none of my...
I do. That's kind of funny that it's like been the most popular Call of Duty, but like...
I was actually just talking about it a little bit with some of the guys, and one person is playing it, but I had no idea because him and I don't talk normally. So he's like, "Yeah, hey, I'm playing. You can play with me." And I was like, "You're literally the only person I play with. The rest of them can all kick rocks." And he's like, "Yeah, fair enough." Number 12, Final Fantasy 16 will be PS5 exclusive for just 6 months. And number 13, Lionsgate is fielding proposals to make a AAA John Wick game. Please don't. Number 14. Warner Brothers Interactive showed a 30-minute plus gameplay showcase of Hogwarts Legacy, providing a new look at character creation, a tour of the school itself, and a brief look at combat. And I'm still wondering, stop! If you delayed it, shut up.
Shut the front door.
Like, why are you going to keep talking about it leading into Christmas to get everybody to ask their people for Christmas, and then you're not going to have it out by then?
I'll tell you what happened.
Shut up.
I'll tell you exactly what happened.
I don't want to hear it.
The person in charge of marketing at the studio, is their first game that's gotten a lot of attention, and they got excited. So they came out with this crazy plan. We're like, "Oh, this is my huge plan for drip feeding all this information to keep our interest up high," which in retrospect is a terrible idea.
So I like where your head's at. I got a better answer for you.
Okay.
It incorporates the beginning of yours, where it's definitely a new person. And then it follows with, no one told them it's delayed. So they go in every day, they look at their content calendar release that you're saying they created, and they go, "Yep, time to put out that 30-minute video we created."
Sounds good.
Really quiet here today. I figured there'd be a lot more people celebrating the launch. Anyway. Number 15, New World has hit 100,000 concurrent players regularly since launching its Fresh Start servers. There's not exactly any numbers to prove this statement, and I haven't seen any of the streamers playing it unless they were paid to. So here we go. Number 16, Razer has announced a new high-end PS5 gamepad to compete with the offerings like Sony's upcoming DualSense Edge or Microsoft's Elite controllers on the PC. The important part, Razer's Wolverine V2 Pro will be $250. So clearly, no one knows how to price a controller yet. Number 17, except for Microsoft. Number 17, Riot Games has announced a new women's League of Legends standalone tournament called Rising Stars. The goal is to promote inclusion and opportunities in esports, with each team having to be composed entirely of women over the age of 16. There's a horrible joke there, and I'm not going to do it. Riot, you sick fucks. McDonald. It's like, all right, if you're going to be a company, Riot with your horrible track record, maybe you shouldn't be like, maybe you should just like let a third party thing do it and say you give them money to do it.
Yeah, Rising Stars sponsored by Riot.
Yeah.
But
Run
not
by,
run by Riot.
Yeah. Funded by, not ran by.
Yeah.
Do that. Number 18. McDonald's made a gaming chair called the McCrispy. It comes complete with a fries holder, 2 dip holders, a burger heat zone, and a grease-resistant leather treatment. So that way you can lick all your disgustingness right off of it.
Oh, God. That's a terrible image.
Oh, no. I seem to have dripped some of my barbecue sauce onto the floor. Need my nuggies.
I hate this simulation.
I need my tendies and my nuggies so I can play my video games.
Mom, where's my chicken tendies?
Hot pockets. Like, how would that even... Like, I don't know how you use a chair. But for most people, I would use the armrest for my arms. And at no point would I go...
Do you want me to describe to you what the chair looks like?
Oh, man. I've seen it.
Okay.
But when I go, oh, man, I got barbecue sauce all up and down my arm because I forgot to put the cover back on my lid holder. What?
The grease resistant. Like, it's so, like, self-aware that it's cringy.
The only thing that I'm upset about is that the back is solid and not just one gigantic M.
Okay.
Just giant arches with mesh in them. Call it a day.
I mean, that would be better.
Yeah. McDonald's, hire me for your chair V2. The McCrispier. Number 19. Some interesting rumors and speculation that I'm going to sprint through. Sony and NCSoft have reportedly struck a deal to create a Horizon MMORPG. The project will be developed by South Korean company behind the Lineage and Guild Wars MMO series and target the global market. As if Matt and I weren't just talking about what's ArenaNet doing lately. Huh?
It's kind of weird.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at us go, Matt. We're once again, our powers combined. Blizzard's Diablo 4 is reportedly targeting an April 2023 release date, with an early access open beta planned for February. Number C. Xbox Game Studios head Matt Booty said that Fable progress is so encouraging and that Playground has put internal worries to rest because we have chopped its head off and executed it.
we've gutted it and exchanged it with who was helping them? Square Enix, I think, or Eidos. One of them's helping them.
Yeah. We put it to rest like the Balverina was.
Oh, reference.
Hey, get it? It's in the universe. Number D. Xbox boss Phil Spencer expressed excitement about the prospect of sitting down with Blizzard to discuss StarCraft and Warcraft. Quote, I'm excited about getting to sit down with the teams at Activision and Blizzard to talk about back catalog and opportunities that we might have. So I will dodge the question other than to say it's not something I can actively work on right now. But the thought of being able to think about what could happen with those franchises is pretty exciting to me as somebody who spent a lot of hours playing those. I, for one, am looking so forward to bringing back the Vikings games and all the other things you forgot they made.
Fuck. Probably right.
He then followed that up by staring down the camera and saying, I will own them.
They will be mine.
Letter E. For Mass Effect's N7 Day, BioWare did nothing. Number F. PlayStation 5 Slim rumored to release in Q3 2023. The real joke for the N7 Day thing is that apparently they released a teaser video, which if you're anybody that's watching a BioWare thing, you saw nothing. Don't look at it. I'm telling you right now, don't look at it.
You're probably right because they did say it's in pre-production.
Just don't look. Pretend you saw nothing. Celebrate the good times and the memories you have.
Yes. I agree with
that. Of a BioWare that used to exist.
I agree with that sentiment.
Where you went, man, Commander Shepard
until they come out with a good. Until they come. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is the thickest ass on Citadel. Until they come out with a good game again.
And you got a while for that. And letter G, final one. Jason Schreier claims that Modern Warfare 2 will get a premium expansion in 2023, developed by none other than Sledgehammer Games. Sure, why not?
I don't know. Sounds good.
It's easy to make money on modern instead of going back to a classic game again.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, 7 days. What you been up to?
Not a whole lot. Started God of War Ragnarok a couple hours in. You know, probably going to be a slow progress, slow going, but I'll get through it.
Slow burn, slow ragging, slow rocking.
It's a weird experience for me playing a game slow. I don't like it.
You say that as if you don't always play a game slow.
It's different, though. All right? It's not...
I mean, I know what you mean.
I consume a lot of the game over a long period of time because, you know, all the reading, all that nonsense. This is just slow, period. And then, you know, watching some animes, watching Andor. So fucking good. If you...
I'll get there.
If you...
I have to get there before the World Cup.
I would argue...
Okay, all right.
And I've seen it said from other people. Online. Critics, not critics, random Reddit people, friends, coworkers. Not so much family, because I had to force my brother to watch it. But anyways, it's the best TV show this year. Possibly
interesting. That is
possibly. It is by far the best Star Wars thing that has come out since the original trilogy.
Sure. I would without watching it, I would still probably agree with you about that. Because I trust your vibes, and I also know the other things that have existed.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much competing against it, and like,
but best TV show,
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, it's good, it's real good. Also watching anime.
Is it over yet?
No, there's 2 more episodes.
2 more, okay.
It's 12 total.
Oh wow, it's a lot longer than I thought it would have been.
Yeah, it's.
I would have guessed 8 to 10. It's the normal.
Yeah, it is. I think honestly, the weakest episode was the first episode.
Interesting.
Which I think contributes to why it hasn't pulled like the viewership that The Mandalorian has. But obviously, it's not as sexy as The Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's also I mean, even from Mando season 1, which was the first like foray into the whole thing, but it was the character, yada yada yada. There's the little bit of tugging on the memory juice a little bit.
It's just like the show is just built and is on a whole nother level. It's like it's not like it's just on a different level than Star Wars shows have been.
All right.
Watching the anime thing, Spy Family, great anime. In case you was curious.
It's the most tame name I've heard in a while. For anime.
Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, is weird.
That's more in line with what I'm used to.
Whenever she wishes someone a happy birthday, they die. I don't know how that happens.
Was it like One Note?
It seems to be that way.
Or
like Death Note.
Thank you. I combined One Piece and Death Note into One Note and made a
boner
and made a Microsoft product at the same time.
Yeah. What else
does that mean? If I open up OneNote,
we started watching this anime on it. I'll get a weird one for you. We started watching it at Netflix on anime an anime on Netflix that is a reverse harem. So it's a girl who is obsessed with her cat, video games, and chocolate. And she has no interest in a love life or romance or guys at all.
Sure. Yeah.
And a wizard, which is this weird, like, yellow, like, thing, shows up and is like, I'm going to take your favorite 3 things away from you and then basically put you inside of a what are they called? Like what those video games, like the dating video games.
Dating sim.
Yeah, like a dating sim.
Sure.
So she's just been like surrounded by these like hot guys who are like, it's fucking hilarious. So Samantha's a big fan of the reverse harems. Where like,
Amy? Have you managed to get to that part yet?
No, it's too much for Amy.
I know.
I don't know.
That's always I enjoy listening to like you guys slowly trying to see how far the line is.
Now, totally broken. She's broken. Yeah, that's where we've been up to.
Yeah, I've been up to the two things we already talked about.
Yeah.
The manager de football.
Mm-hmm. Did you sticking with the playthrough idea of
Yeah. Him and I were talking a bit, playing a little bit today, and talking about it as he's kind of starting in his. He's going to try to catch up to me, I think. But obviously, that's like I'm going to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
So he'll be able to catch me at some point, probably. But I just got to the World Cup break in my save.
Okay.
So, yep, pushed there, got there, feeling good, doing good, second in the league. Everything's flowing and working well, and I'm like, all right, I feel like we're going good. Once this all goes to shit, I'm going to feel really bad, but I'm feeling like we're going good.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard this tale.
Yeah, every time.
It's a tale as old as time.
Yeah.
Well, feeling real good about this Football Manager save.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Literal Beauty and the Beast over here. And,
Next episode, you'll be like, so, they fired me.
Yeah. Everything was going well, and now I'm homeless, and I honestly might just delete my character and start again. The other time has been 15 hours or so into Ragnarok. Vibing. Me and Atreus just kind of doing our thing.
Getting that
I'm crazy.
father-son bond. Oh, man.
Yeah, sure. Bonding is what I always call that with those two.
Yeah, bonding. Bonding time. Murder.
Yeah, bonding in air quotes. But that's really all I'm going to say about that because I'm trying to not spoil things for Matt and not be like the other people that spoil things for him at work every 5 seconds. So,
I'm curious because you didn't play Elden Ring.
No.
So I'm curious to see. Like I'm assuming Game of the Year is going to come down to God of War and Elden Ring. That's my assumption.
I think God of War will win.
That is also
based on two things. I don't know when the cutoff is,
mm-hmm.
so that might be the issue. If the cutoff was before or after for like the voting. 2, because it always depends. For us, it'll always be God of War because we do ours at the proper time by the end of the year.
Yeah.
But for the other ones, I don't remember when their cutoff is. And then 2, it will have recency bias, which helps a ton.
Fallen Order, I think, didn't make the cutoff when it came out, right? If I remember correctly.
That sounds right.
I'm just curious when that came out because I think it was right at the cutoff. Yeah, I think it'll be close because Fallen Order came out November 10th.
Yeah, it'll be close. I know he changes it like kind of by year or whatever, but it for me it's God of War. It's not close. I'm not even done with it, but I'm in love with it. But I'm also not an Elden Ring player, so that's kind of slightly skewed. But the issue is always at the end of the time, Game of the Year, is that recency bias takes a huge count in it. And you have people arguing for stuff like Elden Ring, where it was really good, but then people don't really remember the feelings that they had with it because they have the new ones that are clouded by, what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if
it do be what it do be, you know what I mean?
If the original God of War can beat Red Dead Redemption 2, then
right. which for me it did, because it didn't run into the pacing problem that Red Dead did.
Yeah,
which is the only thing that stopped it.
Yep, I agree.
God, that year was so good.
That was
2018, man.
We're gonna look back at that year and be like, oh, we'll be chasing that high for the rest of our lives.
It's in the. If I ever get the ability and they say, what year do you want to forget? I'm saying 2018. And I'm not remembering God of War or Red Dead. And I'm going to be like, what? They made a second one? I'm going to play them again and go, holy shit, these are so good. Because that's what I want. I want to be able to play Red Dead again, but I can't while I remember it. I have to be able to forget it.
It sounds like a good idea, and then you try to, and you're like, I just can't do it.
Yeah. It's like, I know. I already know. I know. I can't do this. I know. Then, wow. It's always there.
Yep. Well,
keeping it in the background, keeping the movement fresh, understanding my fingers, the whole 9 yards. Making sure everything's ready. I've changed my UI like 4 times over now.
You haven't settled yet.
I've settled in some regards. So,
has there been a community consensus as to a like good UI build, or is it people just all over the place?
I think there's some people that are all over the place. I always know what I want to achieve. It's just then I'll see certain like weak cores and stuff to make it look a little bit better, and I'm like, ooh, kind of like how that presents things, or like how that presents things and stuff like that. So there's
does
a little
it
bit of
allow
that
you?
Yes, I can export my UI and give it to somebody.
Okay, that was going to be my question: is if you could swap UIs on the fly.
Yeah. I literally just you hit edit mode, drop to the other UI, and you're fine.
That's good. So you could have a UI for each role or whatever.
Yeah, which I do. I have a healer UI and I have a DPS/tank UI. And all that really does is just changes where a couple things go. Yeah. They're pretty similar. And when I say they're pretty similar, I mean down to like there literally might be 3 or 4 differences total. But then it's just about making some other things kind of work the way I want them to, keep things up to date, and be ready for launch. While I win soccer games and
I think between like
creatures
God of
in the
War,
woods.
Football Manager, World Cup, holidays, it's gonna come on so quick. So quick.
Yep. And I'm ready for it.
There it is.
It's my jam. This is my time. This is my time to shine.
Prime of the year.
This is where I thrive in the chaos.
Random news factoid.
Okay, perfect. Because I was about to end it, and hey, he does have one more thing to say.
Did you hear about the big chunk of the Challenger space shuttle they found?
No, but that would explain a lot about the Challenger space shuttle. You know what I mean? It should have had that chunk.
That's terrible.
Why is that terrible? Of all the things I've said tonight, that's the bad one.
What other weird thing?
That's the equivalent of like, why he died? Well, I feel like all the blood should have been inside the body.
The other weird thing they found was some archaeologists think they might have found Cleopatra's tomb.
That's gonna be creepy.
Yep, and it's at the end of a 4,800 foot long tunnel.
That sounds about right. Checks out.
And then
it's probably actually in Greece.
Like it just goes.
Yeah, it just goes underneath, and they're like, I don't know where we actually are.
It's funny because part of the tunnel is flooded by the Mediterranean.
Of course it is. Obviously, why wouldn't it be? If there's nothing more Cleopatra than that.
Yeah. And then
there's a tunnel on the other side, and then just somehow right in between the two they don't touch, and Mark Anthony's in that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean that's the assumption is they're buried together.
Do we think they actually are though?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
They died together.
That's true. But I feel like it's probably not actually him. It's probably somebody else. They probably said they're buried together, and then they're not, and they're You know how they like to play their games.
Yeah. Well, that and
or they're buried together, except one's standing in the corner. Like, no, you can't actually be there. You're there, but you're not.
And then what if Augustus did something with,
oh yeah,
Mark Anthony's body? It was just like, fuck this guy.
What if Augustus
throw him in the sea?
What if Augustus said, replace me with him? Or replace when I die, put me there, take him into the ocean. I don't care about him. Put me there.
That'd be very Roman of him. What is the other factoid thing? They found a hidden chamber underneath a Mayan temple that had what looked to be alien and UFO carvings and representations.
Sure, why not?
So there you go.
Better than the Nazis.
Imagine
if they found Nazi carvings down there.
Yeah,
just carvings of Nazis, like people just walking around.
That would be a little unnerving.
What do you do about Indiana Jones then? Does that just become historical like proof now?
Oh, speaking of Indiana Jones, early screenings of Indiana Jones 5 says it's disastrous.
Shocking. Harrison's lost his damn mind.
Also, apparently Disney wants to do. Apparently Disney wants to do an Indiana Jones TV show.
Isn't it just gonna be like the Indy Junior show that used to exist?
I don't
You know the
know.
one I'm talking about?
Yes, I do
Kid
know.
Indy. I can't remember what the name of the show was.
It was
wasn't-
Young Indiana Jones.
Was it just Young Indiana Jones?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it The Adventures of? 'Cause,
I think
you know,
it was
that
the
something-
Adventures of Young Indiana Jones or something like that.
Yeah, because it was actually his uncle. I think in the show he wasn't his dad. He was like the uncle.
Maybe, I don't
Oh, what snakes!
know.
Anyway, any other factoids?
I think that's it.
Perfect. And in that case, in 7 days you will have more, and I will also be here. Toodaloo.